Hey soap lovers, if you've been keeping up with the drama unfolding on The Bold and the Beautiful, you already know that wedding bells are about to ring for Carter Walton and Daphne Rose. But here's the thing that's got everyone talking. This upcoming ceremony might just be one of the most unconventional weddings in soap opera history, and not for the reasons you might expect. While most Forrester family weddings are packed with relatives from every corner of the family tree, Carter and Daphne's special day will be noticeably different. They literally have no family members to fill those chairs. The wedding that nobody's family will attend. The couple has made the practical decision to exchange their vows right inside the offices of Forrester Creations, which honestly makes perfect sense when you think about it. After all, when your guest list consists entirely of colleagues and coworkers, why bother booking an expensive venue? The iconic fashion house will serve as both their workplace and wedding chapel, with the same people who review quarterly reports standing witness to their matrimonial promises. It's simultaneously heartwarming and heartbreaking, two people so deeply embedded in their professional lives that their wedding becomes just another event at the office. But this unusual arrangement raises fascinating questions that longtime viewers have been whispering about in online forums and social media groups. The most pressing one: does Carter Walton actually have any living relatives out there in the world? Or has The Bold and the Beautiful completely neglected to develop this crucial aspect of his character over the years? The mystery of Carter Walton's origins. Lawrence Saint. Victor has masterfully portrayed Carter Walton for over a decade now, transforming what started as a supporting role into one of the show's most compelling characters. His presence has become so integral to the Forrester Creations ecosystem that it's easy to forget just how different Carter is from everyone else in the cast. While the Forresters, Spencers, and Logans have family trees so complicated they require flowcharts to understand, Carter stands alone as the only major character who exists completely outside these interconnected dynasties. Think about it for a moment. Every major player in The Bold and the Beautiful shares DNA or marriage certificates with at least one other character. Brooke Logan's romantic history alone connects her to multiple family lines. The Forrester family expands in every direction with children, stepchildren, and in-laws. The Spencer empire links brothers and cousins in corporate warfare. But Carter, he's a lone wolf navigating this world of legacy families and inherited fortunes, carrying nothing but his law degree and his ambition. A legal eagle without roots. When Carter Walton first arrived at Forrester Creations, he was simply the new corporate attorney, a professional hired to handle legal matters for the fashion empire. Fans have watched him evolve from that straightforward role into someone deeply intertwined with every major business decision and family drama at the company. Yet despite this growth, his personal history remains frustratingly vague. Unlike characters who arrive with entire families ready to create storylines for years, Carter came with barely a whisper of backstory. Lawrence Saint. Victor made his debut on the show back in January 2013, and the introduction was modest at best. The writers connected him to Marcus Forrester through a touching but tragic bond. They were adopted brothers who had survived the foster care system together during their childhoods. This revelation painted Carter as someone who understood struggle and resilience, a man who had fought his way up from difficult beginnings. Marcus, wanting to help his foster brother, leveraged his connection to the Forrester family to get Carter an interview. Rick Forrester saw potential in the young lawyer and brought him aboard, setting in motion everything that followed. The foster care connection. The backstory of Carter's time in foster care adds layers of complexity to his character that the show has criminally underutilized. We know that he and Marcus bounced between different homes as children, never finding permanent stability, or the kind of loving family environment that shapes so many childhood experiences. This transient upbringing explains so much about Carter's adult personality, his fierce loyalty to the few people who show him kindness, his desperate need for belonging, and his repeated attempts to create the family he never had growing up. The show has dropped occasional hints about Carter's biological parents over the years, and what we've learned is heartbreaking in its simplicity. Carter has zero contact with his birth family and has expressed absolutely no interest in tracking them down. Whether they abandoned him, lost custody, or simply disappeared from his life remains unclear. What's crystal clear is that those wounds run deep enough that Carter has chosen to leave that chapter of his life permanently closed A man without family ties. This brings us to the painful reality of Carter's situation. He genuinely has no family members to invite to his wedding because there's literally no one out there. No parents checking their mailbox for an invitation. No siblings planning speeches. No aunts, uncles, or cousins RSVPing with +1s. Just Carter alone with his past trying to build a future with Daphne Rose. When you frame it this way, his pattern of romantic desperation over the years makes tragic sense. Carter has thrown himself into relationship after relationship, often with inappropriate or unavailable partners, driven by this deep-seated need to construct the family unit he never experienced. His ill-advised romance with Quinn Fuller, a search for connection. His feelings for Katie Logan, an attempt to build something lasting. Every romantic entanglement reveals a man trying to fill a void that no romance can truly satisfy, the absence of foundational family bonds. Daphne Rose, equally mysterious. What makes this wedding even more intriguing is that Carter's bride-to-be is just as enigmatic as he is. Daphne Rose swept onto The Bold and the Beautiful less than a year ago, arriving from Paris with little more than her talent for creating exquisite perfumes and her stunning beauty. The show has given viewers virtually nothing about her background, her family, or her life before Forrester Creations. We know Daphne possesses an extraordinary gift for fragrance creation, a skill that immediately made her valuable to the Forrester Creations cosmetics line. We know she carries herself with the sophistication of someone educated in the European fashion capitals. But who are her parents? Does she have siblings? What brought her from Paris to Los Angeles? Beyond professional opportunity, the show has left all these questions frustratingly unanswered, creating another character who exists in a vacuum. Perhaps that's exactly why Carter and Daphne found each other. Two people without family histories, without the complicated webs of relatives that define everyone else in their world. They represent a different kind of love story, one built not on combining family fortunes or navigating decades of shared history, but on creating something entirely new from nothing. The Forrester Creations family. The decision to hold their wedding at Forrester Creations carries symbolic weight beyond mere convenience. For both Carter and Daphne, the fashion house has become more than just an employer. It's the closest thing to family either of them has. Their colleagues will witness their vows because these co-workers have filled the roles traditionally occupied by blood relatives. Ridge Forrester, Brooke Logan, Steffi Forrester, these people have become Carter's de facto family through years of working side by side, weathering corporate storms and personal crises together. In many ways, this mirrors the modern reality for countless people who build chosen families from friendships and professional relationships when biological families fail them or simply don't exist. Carter and Daphne's wedding might not have the traditional guest list, but it will be attended by people who genuinely care about them, even if those connections were formed over fabric samples and business meetings, rather than childhood memories and holiday dinners. Time for backstory. This situation raises compelling questions about The Bold and the Beautiful's storytelling choices. Should the writers finally invest in developing Carter's backstory after all these years, imagine the dramatic possibilities of a long-lost parent emerging from the shadows, wanting to reconnect after decades apart. Picture a sibling Carter never knew existed, showing up with their own complicated history. Consider the tension that could arise from Carter's biological family arriving just as he's building a new family with Daphne. The show has proven masterful at introducing new relatives who shake up existing dynamics. Why not give Carter that same treatment? His character has earned the depth that comes with a fully realized family history. Even if that history is painful or complicated, perhaps a parent could arrive seeking forgiveness or a relative could need Carter's help, forcing him to confront the family ties he's long since abandoned. Alternatively, maybe the show's silence on Carter's family is intentional, a statement about chosen family versus biological family. Maybe Carter's story is about proving that family isn't defined by blood, but by the people who stand beside you through life's challenges. His wedding without relatives becomes a celebration of the family he's built through loyalty, friendship, and love rather than genetics. As we count down to Carter and Daphne's wedding day, one thing is certain. This ceremony will be unlike any other in The Bold and the Beautiful history. Two people without pasts united in their present building toward a shared future. Whether the show eventually fills in the blanks of their family histories or leaves those pages intentionally blank, their story speaks to anyone who's ever had to create their own definition of family.